1, a 2, a 1.
It's time for the Better Horses radio show. So let's saddle up and ride as we explore the Western way of life, horses and cows, family and friends, a relationship with the land, and a relationship with God. It's all here on Better Horses Radio. Now let's hit the trails with the Better Horses team.
And welcome to Better Horses. We are so glad you joined us. I'm Ed Adams.
And I'm Merle Arbo.
And together we're going to talk about the equine industry. And more importantly, we got a great show coming your way. Merle, thank you for joining us. You had a pretty exciting 2 weeks, didn't you?
Yeah, it's been pretty eventful around here. We've been dropping babies right and left, and you know, they're all good now, but it's always a little tense when they're coming. We had to pull one, and it was Mike Watterson owned it, and him and I got it. But yeah, it was pretty eventful for about 3 hours. 2 of them dropped in 3 hours Saturday. So
congratulations to everybody who's getting foals this spring. Hope everything gets imprinted and start training on an early basis. You know how that goes. But hey, I got to tell you, Merle, we've got an exciting show coming up, and always look forward to these shows. But we have Daryl Bilkey and Jenna Henson at the Pinto World Championship. We've been talking about this. And this is something that's going to be exciting, but they're going to give us actually a deep dive and tell us exactly what to expect going into probably one of the largest horse shows in the country.
That'll be good. I'm looking forward to that.
And you are also going to attend there. I think are you not judging? You're actually showing.
Yeah, we're going to be there showing. It's always a fun horse show. If you haven't got your reservations or entries in, it's not too late either.
You're going to hear a lot about the Pinto World coming up on this show. And one of the things that we had to talk about was a special program. It's a 501c3. It's risen from the ashes. Karen Thaler is the owner, and she's into this charity located in Centerville, Missouri, and she supports horses, and she works very closely with the sheriff's department and exactly telling everybody what to do when you see these horses that are in danger or just neglected. Merle, we talk about this all the time in the state of Missouri.
It's a sad that we have to, but you know, it's important we have people like her out there helping further the cause of these horses.
You know, there's 6.9 million horses out there, and over 170,000 are neglected and need help for rescue or a sanctuary. We will hear more of that with Karen Thaler. But hey, I got to tell you something, Merle. You and I have been talking about better cattle for a long time. We've done a really good job, but I am really excited about a guy that's going to be joining our show. His name is Mark Uppold, and he was with RFD, if you guys have recognized his name. Sure. He's going to be coming on board every week, and he's going to be giving us a better cattle update on a consistent basis.
That'll be nice.
So without further ado, let's get an introduction with Mark, and I'm going to pass it over to Mark and give us an intro of his background and exactly what he has in store for us.
Well, thanks, Ed. It's great to be part of the team here. Been following your success and appreciate getting together and having a great conversation and being able to provide this information of better cattle here on a weekly basis. Before getting started here, maybe just a little bit of background so listeners and viewers can get a better idea who Mark Uppold is. Grew up on a farm in Iowa. Always wanted to be in radio. But early on, it was always about being a play-by-play baseball announcer. That was my dream, being the next Jack Buck or Vin Scully. But the first job out of college was at a radio station in Nebraska as a farm director. Or, of course, coming from a farm, they hired this greenhorn farm broadcaster, and that was 50 years ago. Moving from there back to my home state, Iowa, and worked in Cedar Rapids, and then to Kansas City, and finally to Nashville and RFD TV and Patrick Gotch, and a great run there. So we look at this cattle market here, and I like to start with the good news here. The approach of summer grilling season should mean more active beef demand, but support has come here at the price of the ample supply and heavyweight cattle. Boy, that's been hanging over this market for some time. USDA estimated that slaughter came in around 619,000 here again the previous week. That was up from 615,000 the previous week. But again, down from about 620,000 the same week a year ago. But it's that estimated dressed weight that really is hanging over this market, averaging just short 850 pounds. Now, that was unchanged from the previous week, but it's up from 819 pounds for this same week a year ago. So Again, you added, 20, 30 pounds of weight and times 620,000 cattle, and you can see how the supply can quickly be burdensome here. The heavyweights brought production to over 523 million pounds, up from 507 million the same week a year ago. So again, another example, all these extra weight bringing extra supply to the market. But going back to the grilling season, again, in summer weather is going to be a real key factor in here. Also, looking at these futures markets to try to be helpful, and folks that I talk to look at these futures, again, they're going to be weighed down by these weights, so to speak, but looking at June cattle, you get up to 180 and likely going to see a lot of resistance at that level, but support should come down near that 170 level. If you're, again, listeners, viewers, want to keep an eye on numbers, 180 on the top side, 170 on the bottom for support. And that's going to do it today. Again, thanks to be part of your team, Ed. And as we say at the end of all of our programs, we wish you a profitable day.
Really excited to have Mark coming on board. Really good information that he's going to provide for us. And I got to tell you, I got excited about that because I'm in Oklahoma right now, and we are currently looking at the commodities market, and we're looking at cattle. And I think Mark's going to round us out very nicely. With that in mind, I want everyone to stay with us. We're going to be back with more Better Horses right after these messages.
2024 is the year to compete in the world's largest horse show, the Pinto World Championship. This 13-day event begins June 8th, starting with our youth weekend through June 22nd, and caters to all riding levels and ages. With over $1 million in cash and prizes, there are no qualifications required to enter. Held in Tulsa, Oklahoma, located at the Ford Complex, the Pinto World Championship caters to all types of equines. With over 700 classes, the Pinto Show welcomes a variety of breeds to compete. It's a family environment with healthy competition. For more information, check out the website pintoworld.com.
We're here for the hardworking, the resilient. We're for the people who measure their days by what needs to get done, not by hours. Where kids learn responsibility at a young age and generations work side by side. Where work doesn't pause for holidays or bad weather. It just gets harder. Where value and hard work means more than the clothes you wear. We're Kleinschmidt's Western Store, Higginsville, Missouri.
Internal parasite control is critical to your horse's health, but isn't always easy. Some worms are as stubborn as they are dangerous. Luckily, there's Panacur Fenbendazole from Merck Animal Health. It works in a powerful and extremely safe way, so it's tough on parasites, but gentle on horses, making it a safe choice for foals, weanlings, and even thin or debilitated horses. Consult your veterinarian for assistance in the diagnosis, treatment, and control of parasitism, and ask how Panacur can become part of your deworming strategy. Learn more at MerckAnimalHealthUSA.com.
Routine dental examination and treatments are essential for high-quality horse care. To prevent potential problems, a horse's mouth should be examined at least once a year. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins, Equine Field Service Veterinarian at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center. We can examine the mouth and provide a treatment plan to meet the needs of each client and their horse. Visit us at ksvhc.org, the Veterinary Health Center, to discover, to teach, to heal.
Hi, I'm Tommy with Heritage Tractor. Whether you're looking to maintain your yard or your whole ranching operation, Heritage Tractor has John Deere mower and tractor packages that make work fly by. With a variety of horsepower and attachment configurations, we have a package to best fit your needs and budget. To learn more about these exclusive packages, visit us in store or online at heritagetractor.com.
Legendary products, extraordinary service. That's our heritage.
And welcome back to Better Horses. We are so glad you stayed with us. And our next segment, we have been promoting this for a very long time. And with us today, we've got the people that's going to analyze this entire promotion that we've been putting together. It's called the Pinto Horse Association of America 2024 Pinto World Championship Show, held in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Tulsa Fairgrounds. It's going to start Saturday, June 8th, and it's going to kick off with a youth speech contest. We'll get into that, and it's going to go all the way to June 22nd. And I've said it once, I've said it a lot. If I'm saying this is remarkably for everyone, we mean everyone. And with us today, we have the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, Daryl Bilkey, along with Jenna Henson, the Director of Marketing and Communications, that's going to deep dive into all of this. First of all, Daryl and Jenna, thank you for joining Better Horses.
Ed, thank you for having a podcast with you and looking forward to working with you.
Yes, we're excited to be here.
And first of all, let's get into the deep dive of this. This is starting June 8th. And Daryl, we talked about this is for everyone. We're talking 700 classes, over $1 million worth of awards and money and prizes. Walk us through, if I've got a certain breed, can I come to the Pinto World Championship show?
Our World Show is open to, they all have to be registered with Pinto at the World Show, but they can be registered within our solid division, which is a huge division. That's basically any breed, a quarter horse, Arabians, Appaloosas, Morgans, saddlebreds, any breed can be registered in our solid division. But if they have color, enough 4 inches of white on their body somewhere, we'll put them in our color division. So at our World Show, we have the solid division and the color division. So, I mean, basically any horse, any type, any color, any breed can get registered with Pinto in one of the registries and come and be part of us.
And Jenna, when we say 700 classes, we mean all disciplines. We're talking English, we're talking Western, we're talking dressage, everything that somebody could be tuning up their horses, ready to compete. This is going to be, there's a class for everybody. Is that a fair statement?
Oh, absolutely. We actually almost reached 750 classes. We're just right shy of that. Yeah, you can come see anything. We have ponies and minis coming in. We have halter classes. We have, like you said, the dressage. Our ranch division continues to grow, so that will be there as well. So yeah, we kind of offer something for everyone.
You know, I know you expanded the dates here, and Daryl, if you can kind of walk me through, you've kind of created kind of a youth weekend here where the young people can come in here and really do some horse judging and do a lot of speech classes. Walk me through that.
We decided a couple of years ago, I think this is our second year for our speech contest, but our first weekend, the first Saturday, we have a speech contest open to all 4-H, FFA, Pinto members. Any youth member can come and compete in our speech contest. We have a junior division for kids that's 13 and under, and a senior division for kids 14 and over. And we give out lots of nice buckles, plaques, awards. Our foundation, the Pinto Heritage Foundation, has stepped up this year, and the winners of the senior division speech contest will receive a $250 scholarship from the foundation. So we're hoping we get a lot of kids coming in. Last year, I think we had kids from 10 different states that come and compete. So that's a fun day for everyone. So,
you know, our show's going nationwide, so it is a very good point. You can handle a lot of exhibitors coming into this facility. So we're coming down to Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Tulsa Fairgrounds. Plenty of stalls, plenty of room. You have hookups. Any concern that anybody has coming into Tulsa, you pretty much accommodated everybody.
We do. And then back to our weekend on Sunday, we have an equine and horse judging contest for 4-H, FFA, any breed club that wants to come. And the foundation there is giving a $250 scholarship to each winner on the senior team. So the foundation is dumping some money back into it with scholarships, and then also there's buckles and ribbons and plaques and lots of nice awards. But we can accommodate everybody. We can get you from your RV. If you want to come with your RVs, hook up your RVs and stay with us for 3 weeks. Or, you know, we got a great chain of hotels that give discounts, and, you know, so we got to take care of everyone in any way you want to come.
Daryl, you've been doing this for quite a long time. You built this. How many years have you been doing that? And what's your ingredient for such a successful show that you built this throughout the years?
As the CEO, this is my 21st show. Up to that, I managed it for probably 15 years. So I've been involved with this event for over 30 some years. And I think the ingredients that makes this group so good is we're a family group. We welcome everyone. You know, we look forward to seeing the little ones, mom and dad, grandpa, grandma, it's just one big family vacation. And we like to design it like the Disney World of the horse shows. We're very blessed there in Tulsa. There's a lot of nice museums, other activities that you can go with your family if you're not showing that day. The water park's right there on the grounds. They can go swimming. In the evening, on the weekends, the racetrack, we have horse racing on basically Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night. So there's other activities going on besides horse show, just right there on the fairgrounds. So, but the museums are nice. Tulsa gets behind us with a lot of good things for people to come and do besides just playing horse show.
Having something else to go to once you're between your shows is very, very important. You're promoting and you're enhancing the Pinto horse and the pony and the miniature and the utility horse, but even long ear. Talk to us about the Yellow Rose Futurity and what is that involved, and that's a one-day event.
It's a one-day event. We're in conjunction with the World Conformation Halter Horse Association, and that group just is nothing but just the stock halter type horse. And they have a big fraternity for their Yellow Rose, and it's stallions that's been paid into the Yellow Rose fraternity. And they will be there on Saturday with their halter classes, and we'll have weanlings and yearlings, and I think weanlings and yearlings, maybe 2-year-olds, but they pay out a lot of money there. And so that'll be on Sunday, June 16th is when it will run. So I think it's Saturday and Sunday, but it will. It's a nice event with you'll see some great halter horses. There'll be some world class halter horses here with us.
I'm trying to figure out who can't come at this point because everybody has a platform to actually get into it. So let's get into the memberships. And I know we can do individual memberships. You got to be 19 ages older, but you have joint memberships, you have corporate memberships. Jenna, walk me through that on how, if I'm a AQHA member and I want to come into the Pinto World Championship, what do I need to do?
They just got it. I'll jump in and help Jenna.
Yeah.
They have to be a member. They can go on and pay their yearly membership, or we'd love for them to join a lifetime membership, But everyone that shows the horse has to be a member. I mean, if the horse is registered in a partnership name or a corporate name, that horse has to have a member too. But whoever the person is showing the horse has to be a member too. So everyone that's there has to be a member. So we're a member-driven association. So.
Now, if you're just joining us, I want to let everybody know that you're basically talking to Daryl Bilkey, who's the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the Pinto World Championship Show and with the Pinto Horse Association. Jenna Henson is the Director of Marketing and Communications. Jenna, if I'm out there and I've got a conflict within my calendar, I'm going to decide to go there. I'm only a week out. Am I still able to get there?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We can take entries up to the day before until 6 p.m. So if you get to the show and decide you want to show in a class in the following day, you can do that as long as the office has your entries in before 6 p.m. So yeah, we our initial pre-entry deadline normally every year is April 25th, but we accept entries all the way up to, like I just said.
And Daryl, you also provide corporate memberships, and we can actually have, if you're with a horse community, they can come in as a membership or as a partnership.
Yes, we got a great corporate partner program. If you're interested, we'd love to get you involved. Better Horses are a corporate partner with us. Marina's a corporate partner with us. Kensington, Wrangler. So we got a lot of great corporate partners with us. So we would love to have any business company. We'd love to have you be one of our corporate partners. And Jenna's got a great program where they can promote you year round, to a membership of about 80,000. So we can help sell your product,
And I think the association of being a family-friendly environment is key. more than anything else. And Jenna, we're going to talk about summer programs and internships, people coming in. If I wanted to help out, or if I wanted to volunteer, or if I wanted to get into the program, what's available?
I have my own internship. It's just the marketing communications internship at the Pinto World Championship. It's over the course of 3 weeks. It's during the summer. And this is mainly for college kids, just looking for that internship credit or that experience where you get to learn about photography and writing and graphic design. We're doing all the marketing of the show, so it's a busy time, but it's also a fun time. My interns love doing it, coming back and just being around some of the best people. And then Emily Wolf, she also is our events coordinator. She has events interns. She can also take up to 3. That same thing. It's 3 weeks long. You must be able to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma during the Pinto World Championship. We provide a hotel and food every day. It's a good time. And then we also have our arena crew positions. And this can be college kids. You don't have to be a college kid, at any age. And this is just people, helping work the arenas, set up, take down, making sure everything's in order, just that type of thing. Same thing. We offer that position as well. So that's a good way to get involved. And we would like for people to be aware of that, that we have these opportunities available each summer.
And I have to compliment your staff. If you're down there and you have a horse and the nerves are running, not only with your horse, but with the rider, there is so many good people to get you through the obstacle course, to get you through the show, get you through the event. That's very, very important. And compliments to you, Daryl, on getting all that team together. And that's no, small feat that you have to get together. Let's talk about your judging. You've got to put a lot of judges together and pull this program together. You're going all over the United States, and you got some pretty talented teams there too.
We've got our judges pool, I think, for the World Show is like 21 or 22 judges and the same amount of ringsters. So we got judges coming from US and Canada. I think we might have 1 or 2 Canadian judges coming in. So it's a great group. I mean, we got a great set of judges. They stay educated. They judge a lot of the big horse shows, and they work at it real hard. Like I said, our whole staff for that event is probably 150 people.
Wow.
And so it takes a lot of people to make it happen, from the tractor drivers to the water truck drivers to the gate man to the setup guys, the arena crew guys that's on the trail and working on setting the fences for the hunter jumpers and all that stuff. Those guys, we have crews going 24 hours a day to make that event happen.
And I want to bring this home, is even though we're talking about a large event, the entire atmosphere and the environment that you're creating is so calm. It's almost unbelievable how easy it is to get in and out, to get to your stall, to get parking places, it's just something that I just can't push hard enough. And it's just going to be an amazing event. We'd like to have you back on. So we're probably a month and a half away on moving into this program. And I think we'd like to get an update on how the show's going. It's probably going to be one of the biggest show of the year. And if you just joined us, we're talking about the 2024 Pinto World Championship show held in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And with us today, Daryl Bilke, the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer. Thank you for joining us. Jenna Henson, Director of Marketing Communications. We want to invite you back, give us an update, and actually getting into more details on how everybody can get involved, not only as a volunteer, but also as an exhibitor.
I'll be back. Jenna will be back.
We will.
We'll be back.
We'll have this team. And Daryl, if they wanted rephrase, I'm going to redirect this question to Jenna. If they wanted to get more information on the PTHA and about, more importantly, this championship show, where do they go?
I would suggest going to our website. We have our own website. And then also any other questions, always just call into our office. We have someone here happy to help you in any of our departments.
So the website is pinto.org. Be sure to check it out and check out the numbers. Feel free to call in at any time. Again, Daryl, Jenna, thank you for joining us. We want you to stay with Better Horses. We have more good equine information coming your way, but we're going to take a break right now and a word from our sponsors. And welcome back to Better Horses. We are so glad you joined us. And one of the things we did promise you in this segment is talking about the rescue side of the horse industry. And I plan to dive into the economics of this and also plan into what to do when you see a struggling horse. But before we get into this, I want to let you know this segment is brought to you by the Pinto Horse Association of America. You know, it's a 2024 World Championship show. It's going to be held in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the fairgrounds. It's beginning June 8th, and it's going to go all the way to June 22nd. I want you to check that out at pinto.org, and it's got over 700 classes, and it's definitely a show for everyone, all breeds. It's a really neat to get into. So with that in mind, I want to tell you that this next segment I'm really kind of passionate about, because there are so many horses out there that get neglected. And we're talking about a special charity that has been formed called Risen from the Ashes. It's a 501c3 charity located in Centerview, Missouri, and they support horses and animals in need. And I received a call just last week on a sheriff from Cass County, and he found 4 horses that needed a place to go. So where do you take them? So with me today, welcome Karen Thaler, who is from Risen from the Ashes. And Karen, thank you for joining Better Horses.
Well, thank you for having me today.
So this is going to be a great topic that we need to talk about. And one of the things that we want to get all of our listening audience to understand is you fundamentally get a call and you take all of these struggling horses into your location. And you've been doing this for how long?
Currently, since we've been licensed for the last 3 years, but I've been pretty much doing this for 10 years, 15 years, but under our 501(c)(3) license, we've been doing it for 3 years.
So with all that experience of 10 years, what have you found out? And was it a revelation from when you started to 10 years later? What became your biggest revelation in doing a job like this?
It's hard. It's more time consuming than people would think. There's the showing industry, which in its own self has its own time restraints, but rescue is a 24-hour gig. It's early in the morning, it's late in the evenings, it's also a financial burden. But yes, the revelation is it's no longer just a few hours, it is all the time, and it doesn't end.
So with that in mind, let's take that in from the Midwest. Do you see a huge need for this? Do you find people having a lot of struggle in keeping their animals? And what type of people are we talking about? And how do you manage to rescue these animals?
Yes. So right now, with the current economic decline, we are seeing an increase of animals. Grain is more expensive. We had the drought for the last 2 years in the Midwest, so there's less hay available, and no fault of the animals' own, we are taking them in. We get calls from owners just saying we can no longer financially support them. As an owner surrender, could we take them? They are relinquishing them to auctions, and so then we get them from auctions. But yes, the current state is we're getting so many more horses right now just because it is just so expensive to be able to have and to maintain these equines.
Okay, I want to make sure our listening audience knows the distinction. What's the difference between a horse sanctuary and what you're doing, which is called rescue?
Okay, so a sanctuary is where the horse stays permanently into the end of life. So they are not adopted out. There's usually sponsorships or virtual sponsorships where a person can pay every month or every year, and they will just stay at the facility until it's time for euthanasia. A rescue that we do is we get the animal in, we do a full eval and assessment, we make sure that all their medical needs are met, if they may have weight put on, we treat all injuries. And then once we feel that they are ready for adoption, then we actually adopt them out into the community. So we do have sanctuary horses that will remain with us, but our goal is rehab and then getting them adopted into homes.
Now, the American Horse Council estimates that there are 6.9 million horses out in the United States, and each year there are over 170,000 unwanted horses that get put into sanctuaries and get put into rescue. Let's talk about the economics of this. How can somebody like you afford to do something like this?
Well, that's actually a very good question. I get this asked a lot. Myself and my husband, we work 2 full-time jobs. And So what does not get picked up via donations or grants, we pay out of pocket. So we have to be very careful about our intake numbers. We have to make sure that we can provide if the donations do not come in. And so that gets a little tedious sometimes because so many people are just trying to find their horses homes or doing the right thing. And a lot of times we have to turn them away just because we have to make sure that monetarily we are taking care of them to the best that we can. So the question is, we rely on donations, grants, fundraisers, anything that the community can do for us that we can also be a part of. That's our number one revenue to help support the rescue. And when there's shortfallings, then my husband and I, pick up the remainder.
So we have to ask the question, success stories. I happen to have a horse in my barn called Beaker, and he was a rescue from your location. How many success stories are you having, and where do they go? What's your mission to keep them for so long, get them fattened up, getting them healthy, and then you try to move them to a forever home?
Oh, absolutely. We have actually a pretty good success rate. But again, that's with the support that we have within our community. So we typically keep them about 6 months, sometimes a year. We do not have a fast turnover. Usually most people get them within 30 days, quarantine them and out. But we make sure they are fully vetted. They've had their shots, dental. If they ride, we have to make sure we do riding assessments. And then we get them into the proper homes. We have a lot of like Beaker. I love Beaker. He is at a show facility. And so he's doing great and wonderful things there. We have show horses that are actually in show barns. We have trail riding horses. We have companion horses. But once those animals are ready for adoption, we just make sure that they have the right placement. So the owners are happy and the equines are happy. We just really make sure that it's a good fit and a good match.
So if you're driving down the highway and you see some really anorexic horses going down there, you call your local sheriff. And how many rescue or sanctuary places are there? And are there enough, or are there too many, in your opinion?
So yes, that is actually my first point of contact, or individuals that call me with concerns, is we do call our local sheriff. Being a rescue and a 501c3, we have a little bit more teeth. We're able to have follow through a little bit more than just the individual who calls. So we just want to make sure that it actually is truly a abuse and neglect case from there. And then as far as sanctuaries go, there is a lot of sanctuaries and or rescues, very few in our area. I only know of 2 that are close by us. And again, they are in the same boat we are. They are just at max capacity. But you have to be very careful of scammers. That's definitely a thing in the equine industry, just across all fields, is you have to make sure that it's a very reputable rescue, that they're able to have people come onto the property. They actually see the equines. There's always updates. And it's very important to be in the community and be that figurehead. So that's kind of a double-edged sword when it comes to rescue. You really need to make sure that it is a reputable rescue versus somebody that says they are and the equine ends up in a place worse than where they were at.
If you're just joining us, we're talking to Karen Thaler from Risen from the Ashes. I'll get that right. Risen from the Ashes in Centerview, Missouri. And you bring up a very good point, scammers. So, and this is something I always like to talk about. What is the scam? What should you look out for anybody looking to get into rescue, or if they wanted to create their 50 acres and just provide a home for a sanctuary place? What do they have to look out for?
The number one is volume of intake. That's going to always be a red flag. If a rescue or sanctuary is taking in a large amount of animals at one time, that usually is a red flag, because you can't financially maintain for those, especially horses. They're very expensive. Also, if they're not posting updates of the animals, there actually needs to be a story or a trail from beginning to end and seeing the success. if a rescue or organization does not allow anybody on the property. That is the second red flag. If they also like community events, like we have people that have volunteer or like a church group or Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, we offer those to come onto the property and do projects for us. So if any entity declines that, then that's also a very red flag. So you just need to make sure you know where your money is going to and how it is spent. And just like I said, follow those stories, be able to go on the property, have that communication, that open line of communication with the founder of the organization. And if you can't talk to them in person or you're really redirected to somebody else, that's also probably a scam.
Very good. We're talking to Risen from the Ashes with Karen. Karen, is it feasible to get donations like round bales and grain? And I know you take cash. I'm sure that's not an issue. But if they wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to contact you?
You can contact me several different ways. The first is my phone number, and you can also email me. That's another great way. And then you brought up a great point. It doesn't always have to be monetary donations. We'd like to stay third person, out of it. So we also advise people that are a little skeptical of donating, please donate to our vet. We have a Risen from the Ashes account there that strictly goes to the animals. So that is a great way. So if anybody out there is a little leery, you can definitely just donate straight to our vet. You can donate straight to our farrier because, as we all know, horse trimmings and shoeings are very expensive, especially horses that come with poor quality hoof care or have never had hoof care. We also do things like Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. So those are also secondary sources for payment that also help the rescue. So there's multiple ways to get a hold of me, either through phone number, email, and all different venues of payment. And again, paying directly to my farrier or to the vet clinic that we use.
Okay, so we'll get down to details. Check out the Facebook at Risen from the Ashes. If you're taking notes, that's risenfromtheashes1@gmail.com. Again, risenfromtheashes1@gmail.com. And if you want to get a hold of Karen, you can call her at 816-654-4881. And again, that number 816-654-4881 to make a donation, to talk about rescues, to talk about what she's doing over there. I can tell you, in a community in which we're living in the same county, it is very valuable to have these special animals have a place to go for a rescue. And as Karen mentioned, we have a nice thoroughbred sitting in our barn that is now going into shows, and these horses can really come back, and it's dramatic on how they come back. All right, so we're going to stay with more horses. Karen, I want to thank you for joining us. And if you're okay with this, I'd like to get an update with you previously and every month, and just tell me how the rescue mission's going.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for reaching out. This is awesome, and it's a great opportunity, and I just really appreciate you calling today.
Well, we appreciate all the work you're doing on behalf of the equine industry. My name's Ed Adams. We're going to be back with more Better Horses and talking about equine and more additional tips right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dylan Luter, a specialist in equine performance medicine at the Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center. Our new service focuses on lameness diagnosis, advanced imaging, physical therapy, and regenerative medicine for horses with injuries preventing them from performing at their best. We can treat a variety of conditions and design a customized rehabilitation plan to meet the needs of each client and their horse. Visit us at ksvhc.org, the Veterinary Health Center, to discover, to teach, to heal.
Hi, I'm Tommy with Heritage Tractor. Whether you're looking to maintain your yard or your whole ranching operation, Heritage Tractor has John Deere mower and tractor packages that make work fly by. With a variety of horsepower and attachment configurations, we have a package to best fit your needs and budget. To learn more about these exclusive packages, visit us in store or online at heritagetractor.com.
Legendary products, extraordinary service. That's our heritage.
Established in 1956, the Pinto Horse Association of America was formed to welcome all types of equines and maintain their show records and pedigrees. PTHA currently has over 88,000 members with 157,000 registered pintos. There are currently 3 separate registries: the Color Registry, the Solid Registry, and the Long Ear Registry. We welcome all levels of competition within a family-friendly environment. Become a member, register, and add value to your horse. For more information, check out the website pintoworld.com. Runny nose, cough, fever. It's flu season for humans and horses. Like human flu vaccines, equine flu vaccines must be updated to protect against the flu strains circulating now. Merck Animal Health's flu-containing vaccines include the most current flu strains, protecting your horse from illness and time-missed training because of it. Talk with your veterinarian about Prestige flu vaccines and learn more about the science of advanced protection at prestigevaccines.com.
We're here for the hardworking, the resilient. We're for the people who measure their days by what needs to get done, not by hours. Where kids learn responsibility at a young age and generations work side by side. Where work doesn't pause for holidays or bad weather. It just gets harder. Where value and hard work means more than the clothes you wear. We're Kleinschmidt's Western Store, Higginsville, Missouri.
It's time to go with United Mosquito and Fly Control's premier fly system for fly control in your barn, providing relief for horses from the stress of fighting flies, and also makes a barn more pleasant for everyone in the barn. Easy, effective, and safe. With United Mosquito and Fly Control, we provide a full service. You as the barn owner don't have to do anything. We go everywhere and take care of everything with our friendly fast service. Call today at 913-558-3814 or email Paul at unitedmosquito.com.
2024 is the year to compete in the world's largest horse show, the Pinto World Championship. This 13-day event begins June 8th, starting with our youth weekend through June 22nd, and caters to all riding levels and ages. With over $1 million in cash and prizes, there are no qualifications required to enter. Held in Tulsa, Oklahoma, located at the Ford Complex, the Pinto World Championship caters to all types of equines. With over 700 classes, the Pinto Show welcomes a variety of breeds to compete. It's a family environment with healthy competition. For more information, check out the website pintoworld.com.
And welcome back to Better Horses. I want to tell you that we're going to keep our show going with a great training tip, and you're going to really appreciate this guy who's coming on board. And our sponsor for the segment, as we always appreciate, Heritage Tractor. They're a John Deere dealer, and they love to provide implements and mowers and tractors and all types of new and used John Deere tractors in Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. So I want you to check them out whenever you're looking for farm or construction needs or lawn and garden needs. That's heritagetractor.com. And Merle, we get to talk to Phil Haugen from Weatherford, Oklahoma. I know you've rode with him. I rode with him. I get excited when we get involved with him. So without further ado, we'll be right back with Phil Haugen.
Hey everybody, I'm Phil Haugen. Thanks for having me on this week. This week's training tip, we're going to talk about how a horse's brain works and the thought processes that they have. Number one, horses only have 2 thought processes. They're either using the thinking side of their brain or the reacting side of their brain. Now, it's taken me a long time to figure this out, but with the thinking side and the reacting side, in both cases, there are triggers that cause a horse to use one side of their brain or the other. Now, on the reacting side, it's always has to do with anxiety or insecurity-based events, okay? Just like a colt that you're teaching to halter brake, you're teaching to lead, okay? That colt resists because there is a trigger that stimulates the reacting side of their brain that causes them to become claustrophobic, feel restrained, and then they panic and pull back, okay? That's a trigger. Well, just like a horse that in a performance event, say like in the roping, a trigger that causes that horse to go back to using the thinking side of their brain is like when you go in to rope a steer or rope a calf and that horse feels your body sit and it feels your body send that signal that you're going to stop or change speeds? Well, the reacting side of their brain is something that's very valuable to us in some ways, because just like in the speed events, here's an example, really good example, and this is something a lot of you will be able to relate to. In any kind of event that takes a lot of speed, just like the barrel racing. In the barrel racing, really and truly, about 4 times during a run, you stimulate the reacting side of their brain, which stimulates the flight instinct, okay? Or that self-preservation mode. When you drop your hand and you go down the alleyway and you ask that horse for all the run they've got, you're stimulating that reacting side of their brain, okay? When you go into that turn, that feel, that signal that you send them before you pick up on that bridle rein, that's the trigger that flips that switch back to where they're using the thinking side of their brain, and then you can control speed and direction. Well, in that event, 4 times during the run, you stimulate the reacting side of that horse's brain, okay? So the trigger to stimulate the reacting side of their brain is ask them to run as fast as they can go. Well, when you stimulate that reacting side of their brain, it's no different than if a bear or mountain lion was chasing them, okay? I don't think a horse can differentiate between a rider asking them to stimulate their flight instinct or a predator, because we are predators, okay? Now, the trigger to bring them back to using the thinking side of their brain has got to be that feel, that timing, that balance, whatever. Just like going into a turn or a stop, just like going into a stop. When I ride casino up here, if I'm running as hard as I can run, and then I sit, push down on my heels, drop my hands, that's the signal before the signal, and that's what helps him figure out, okay, I need to get ready. Okay, that's the signal that helps him flip that switch back to the thinking side of his brain. I've always said this about the thinking side of their brain and the reacting side. On the reacting side, I think they're somewhat controllable, but I don't think you're training them when they're using the reacting side of their brain. I don't know that a horse is trainable when they're using the reacting side of their brain. Somewhat controllable, but not trainable. When they're using the thinking side of their brain, that's when we can progress them in the training. So, going forward, when you're working your horse in whatever event, whatever discipline, whatever you do with your horse, understand that every time you're getting those responses that you want, there's usually a trigger that helps you. Whenever you're getting those responses you don't want, there's also a trigger that is causing that. So start to be aware of your triggers. Start to be aware of what's causing your horse to use one side of their brain or the other, okay? I think once you start to realize that, your horsemanship will go, and the understanding of your horse will progress significantly. So that's my training tip for today. I want to thank Better Horses TV for having us on. We love being a part of your show. I want to thank the Cowboy Channel for having us on. Thank them for everything they're doing for the Western industry. Be sure to tune in on Tuesday mornings to our podcast. Be Your Best Horsemanship. We have it on every Tuesday. We've done 90-some episodes in a row. Follow us on our site, philhaugenhorsemanship.com, Instagram at philhaugenhorsemanship, and on Facebook. Hey, have a great week of training. God bless today and every day. Be your best.
Every time I listen to Phil, I feel like I have to get back on my horse, and I haven't done enough. I mean, do you feel that way, or is that just me?
Yeah. He kind of breaks it down and makes it make sense.
All right. Well, Merle, we want to thank you for joining us, and more importantly, thank all our listeners out there for supporting Better Horses, and appreciate you staying with us. And Merle, everybody can get a taste of Better Horses on TV.
Yes, they can. And be sure to check out our spring edition of the Better Horses newspaper. If you're not already a subscriber, hop on our website and sign up. It'll come right to your mailbox.
I know newspapers are not prevalent anymore unless it's talking about an exact topic. Better Horses, it's all about training. It's all about horses, and you're absolutely going to love it. And also check us out on TV, the Cowboy Channel. Thank you very much. RFD, thank you very much. And you can also check us out on the Equus TV streaming network, which will be listing all of our 30-minute shows. So, Merle, I think that's a wrap up. I know you're going to go out and check out those brand new foals that you have, and you're going to train those out. So
that'll be fun. Yeah, try to get them broke to lead now.
There you go. Well, without everybody knows, we'd like to thank all of our people that help us around, but more importantly, our radio producer, Brianna Johnson, and our TV producer, Kelly Creech, and naturally, all our sponsors. So remember, we want you to be all good buckaroos and buckarettes out there and mind your mom and dads. Be brave, but don't take any chances. And until next time, I'm Ed Adams.
And I'm Merle Arbo.
Happy trails, and always ride for the brand.